one of the first group of companies which laid the foundation of industrialization in India. A group which started in the year 1932 with a sugar factory and then diversified into different ventures. The Dalmia group of companies is trendsetter in its pioneering projects across India.
So if you look at Dalmia, we have been in business for 75 years, and sustainability has been a part of our culture. I'll give you a few examples. In 1996, we set up our first wind farm, which was a renewable energy. Today as a group, 40% of our total energy mix is green energy. It includes solar and power generated from bagasse. And I think we have been ahead of the curve in adopting technology and production facilities which are very energy efficient. I think overall we are very proud of the fact that Indian tradition and Indian ethos tells us that we should be in harmony with nature. We as a group have been ahead of the curve, and we are bracing up to new challenges, and we are learning from people around the world to see what are the great ideas that we can adopt and implement.
With an eye on developing the infrastructure sector in the country, the cement plant at Rajgangpur was set up in the year 1950-1951 to manufacture super-grade cement. The plant, which is about 400 kilometers away from Bhubaneswar, is one of the most modern dry process cement plants in India.
In Rajgangpur itself, we have around 38% of our total area covered with a plantation, whereas the standard or norm is you need to have around 33% of your area covered with the plantation, so which we have done much more than what the standard is. In terms of the pollution control or environment management, we are the ISO 9000, 14000 and 18000 company, which has the systems for managing each and every operations in an environment friendly manner. Apart from the afforestation, our plant is using a latest technology for emission control. We have continuous monitoring system for monitoring the emissions into the stand.
Rooted in a time that defined India's independence, drawing the blueprint of the future for the country. The plant that was originally set up by the Dalmia Group as Orissa Cement Limited was transformed into OCL India Limited in the year 1996. Dalmia Bharat Cement, which manages OCL India in Odisha, markets cement under the brand Konark.
We have created our technologies and the processes in such a way that we are not polluting, but at the same time we are taking care of pollution of others. When we say pollution of others, means that we do use the waste of steel plants, we take use of waste of power plants, so that the pollution which have been created has been taken care by us, and that way we are one of the best user of waste products of these plants. Similarly, technology which is available in the world in the best possible way, this same has been used in our organization, whether it's a bag house, whether it's an electrostatic precipitator, whether any of the equipment. So we can say with pride that all the best technologies have been used to take care of the environment.
The Rajgangpur plant at Odisha is one of its kind. The company has adopted the zero discharge concept and has safeguard measures along every step to ensure control of stack emission, dust emissions, residue gas emissions, and managing solid and hazardous waste material. The plant maintains strict quality standards, and ensures that the conveyor belts which are used in the cement manufacturing process are covered so that no dust is emitted out in the process of transfer, and closed domes are used for storage to minimize emissions at every step.
Our CO2 emission per ton of cement has reduced up to 380 kgs CO2 per ton of cement. Whereas if you look at the Indians normal CO2 emission is around 580 kgs per ton of cement, and if you look at the global average, it's around 660 kilograms CO2 per ton of cement. Apart from this, we are also focusing on improving our generation by using solar power. So we have around 8 megawatt capacity of solar power in our KCW unit and the BCW unit.
The company's vision for environment-friendly practices goes beyond the manufacturing processes involved in the plant at Rajgangpur. The company has built environment-friendly green housing societies for the employees who work at the plant. These housing societies are built out of fly ash and waste products that are emitted from the plant, making sure that everything is utilized to the maximum.
Our CSR focus is basically on three major issues. One is water, another is energy, and the third one is skilling people for livelihood. Water, because water is becoming a scarce resource now. Similarly, on energy, one, there is a scarcity of energy in rural areas, and two, there's even more scarcity of clean energy in rural areas. So what we do through our CSR is to address these two issues. The third focus of our CSR is skilling people for livelihood. In a given geography, everyone cannot find an employment given the skill set that one would have. So what we try to do is to provide a skill set to a person which can either get him a job or help him or her establish one's own small enterprise.
Dalmia Bharat Cement has joined hands with farmers for making man-made ponds. Officers from the plant also educate the people about the critical need for following environment-friendly practices.
It's almost like 10 million meter cube of water harvesting is what we have already added. So, we are aiming at making our company a water neutral company or maybe a water positive company in next few years to come. And in fact, we have already achieved the target in some of our plant locations. But with that aim and also aiming at helping farmers irrigate as much of land as they can with whatever water they get through rains. We are working very, very extensively on water harvesting.
Dalmia Bharat Foundation Emapadanu Amuge Pokhari Artas Kichi, Jiakhoto Kamtas Kichi, Adin Eske Sarti Kom Ani Kharchanu Chasmano, Emayakon organized farming system no Chas Kamaldam.
Other than water conservation, the company has also helped farmers make wormy composts to enrich the quality of the soil. This has helped in the farmers getting a better yield from their crops and has also raised their earnings.
In fact, we are in some geographies where there is no irrigation facility available. So there are farmers who haven't actually irrigated their fields ever. And ever since we have started to work with them on water harvesting, they have started irrigating their fields. So some of the areas like Kadapa in Andhra Pradesh or Trichy in Tamil Nadu. So these are the regions where farmers have actually started to take advantage of the water harvesting projects that we do under our CSR, and their crop yields are now multiplying.
Dalmia Bharat has also helped in raising the standard of primary education in Odisha. They have joined forces to build covered classrooms where students can study. The company has also taken the initiative of constructing toilets in schools for the benefit of the students. In fact, this has led to open defecation being completely stopped in this area.
इस इलाका का बच्चा लोग सब टाउन जा रहे थे पढ़ने के लिए, लेकिन वो गांव का लोग को चिंता किए जो बच्चा लोग इधर 4-5 किलोमीटर जा रहे हैं बच्चा लोग पढ़ने के लिए, इसलिए डालमिया का सहायता ओसीएल सीमेंट का सहायता मांगा। उसी टाइम ओसीएल सीमेंट राजी हो गया। उसका बाद फिर हम लोग का हर क्लास में इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन करके फैन उन लगा दिए। बच्चा लोगों का टॉयलेट रूम नहीं था, टॉयलेट रूम भी बना दिए। पानी भी नहीं था, पानी भी कर दिए।
Apart from these initiatives, Dalmia Bharat is also focusing on creating jobs in the community around the Rajgangpur plant. The company has established a state-of-the-art training institute which is training the youth in skill development and helping to contribute to the skilled force in the country. Dalmia Bharat is also encouraging women to take up and learn various skills like sewing.
डालमिया भारत फाउंडेशन आम बहुत धन्यवाद दूँ से आमको बहुत माने कम मूल्य रे बहुत शिखौंती पुणी आमको कम रेट रे आमको कपड़ा भी जोगे दौरान कहा उपरे आम ये डिपेंड होनु आ निज हाथ में 2 पैसा रहा आमको बहुत खुशी लगुच निज घर भी भल भाव चलुची।
Dalmia Bharat has also established an eye institute, the LV Prasad Eye Institute. Here, patients have to pay a very nominal fee for an eye checkup or treatment. Kadapa in the Rayalaseema region is one of the most picturesque places in southern India. Set in this scenic place is the Dalmia Bharat cement plant, which stands out with lush greens all around this facility.
The unit has implemented zero liquid discharge and rigorously follows the 3R concept, that is the reduce, recycle and reuse. Unit made water positive footprint as the conservation of water is the 150% higher than the consumption.
The Dalmia Group takes pride in the fact that the cement plant located at Kadapa is one of the cleanest cement plants, with world-class environment-friendly practices in place. The Dalmia cement plant at Kadapa in fact defies the myth that cement plants are traditionally dusty places. The green practices start from the mining area around the plant, where world-standard mining procedures are put in place. This is a water pond that collects the water after mining. This has been converted into a water harvesting body at Kadapa. In fact, there are several such ponds for harvesting water around the cement plant.
Our philosophy is to keep all our areas green. So when we are mining also, then also we make plan that the areas are kept green and we plant trees wherever we are not mining, and slowly whenever we start using the minerals, and then those areas, those pits, they are firstly used for storing the water, because we feel that yes, it's our duty to store water and create water resources for us and others. And once the mines will get exhausted, then we have the full made out plan by which plantation would be done, and at the same time if some reclamation is required, that would also be done.
This has resulted in harvesting waters to the capacity of nearly 100,000 cubic meters. The Kadapa plant only uses wastewater from its sewage treatment plant for its cement production process instead of fresh water. This has saved water and has also resulted in reducing power and in reducing carbon emissions. The green practices at Kadapa are implemented both inside and outside the plant with equal fervour and complement each other. What makes the Dalmia cement plant truly green in spirit is the fact that dust emissions are kept to a minimum. with the raw materials from the mines transported in covered conveyor belts, which is then stored in closed structures so that no dust particles are polluting the environment.
Accordingly, Dalmia Cement Limited Kadapa is a state-of-art technology plant which is having all infrastructure to contain the pollution and promote environment. We are having latest pollution control equipment such as bag house, covered shed, bag filter at all transfer point. Most important, this plant is designed and maintained in such a way, if an A4 size paper is kept anywhere in the morning in the plant, it remains in the same condition in the evening.
The Dalmia cement plant at Kadapa has an RO water facility which filters the drinking water circulated in the plant. These world-class water harvesting practices are not just limited to the Dalmia Bharat plant at Kadapa, but around the surrounding area as well. The Dalmia Bharat Cement Group has made ponds for farmers to irrigate their fields. This has indeed transformed the land which used to be barren with hardly any scope for farming, making these farmers a very happy lot.
మేము అది 2014లో వచ్చి చెప్పారు, అప్పుడే డ్రిప్ ఇరిగేషన్ పెట్టేశాము. దానివల్ల మాకు పైరు గీరు బాగానే వచ్చింది. రాత్రిలో నీళ్ళు గట్ట పోయేదానికి అందుకు ఇబ్బంది పడుకోకుండా బాగా ఉంది. ప్లస్ మాకు ఆ డ్రిప్ ఇరిగేషన్ వల్ల సేద్యాలు తక్కువ పడతాయి, ఈ కలుపు మొక్కలు తక్కువ పడతాయి. దానివల్ల మళ్ళా మాకు ఒక్కొక్క పైరుకి వచ్చేసి 5,000 డబ్బులు ఆదా అవుతున్నాయి. ఈ కూలీల ఖర్చులు ఇవన్నీ తగ్గుతున్నాయి. కాబట్టి మాకు ఈ డాల్మియా వాళ్ళు ఇది చెప్పినందుకు వాళ్ళకు చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ అండి.
The Dalmia Bharat Cement Company has also helped villagers in making their biogas plants and have distributed eco-friendly chulhas, which not only reduce the carbon emissions but also reduce the risk of health hazards for women.
Communities who live around us, they also have a very large environmental footprints. You know, in most of our geographies, people who live next to us in villages, they mostly use wood as a fuel in their kitchens. And you know, every kg of wood burnt is producing about 1.8 kgs of CO2. And then it's not only about CO2 emissions, it's also about the smoke that they inhale each day in, day out. Not only the women who cook, but also the kids who are, you know, who live in that small room wherein, you know, which is a kitchen, a bedroom and everything for a person in rural areas. So we thought that, you know, why not look at their carbon footprints also and help them mitigate those. So, you know, having thought of that, we have started to work on a project which is about promotion of fuel efficient cook stoves in rural areas. So we are converting each smoky kitchen to a clean kitchen which uses this fuel efficient cook stoves, whereby they are able to reduce their wood consumption to half, they are able to reduce their emissions to half, and they are also able to reduce their cooking time to half.
గ్యాస్ సిలిండర్ గ్యాస్ 6,000-7,000 అవుతున్నాయి అది వాడుతుంటే. దీనివల్ల ఏమో ఉపయోగించుకుంటున్నాము పిల్లలకు, అందుకు చదువుకు, దానికి ఏమో మీ దాల్మియా తరపున బాగానే ఉంది.
Another landmark green initiative by the Dalmia Bharat Cement Group is tapping into solar power. The company has distributed solar lanterns in villages which have no other power source. They have also trained villagers to make solar lamps which are sold commercially.
You know, there were certain villages in our geography which are still off grid, so there is no power. But then we have set up some micro solar grids in these villages, you know, which is like for 20 households you have your own grid, and these people are getting light in their homes. You know, now they are able to replace the kerosene lamps with these solar lights. So that has happened on a large scale in our geographies.
A company which believes in innovations for the future. A group committed to sustainable and green practices which cares for our environment. The Dalmia Bharat Cement Company is indeed an environment crusader.